Mina never really believed she belonged anywhere. Every morning, she walked the narrow sandy road to school with exercise books tucked under her arm, eyes cast down, trying to avoid unnecessary attention. Her classmates sometimes whispered about her behind her back. That girl too dey form holy. Others simply ignored her, assuming she was boring. But truth be told, Mina wasn't boring. She was simply careful. She knew she didn't have the latest school shoes or the flashy hairstyles like other girls. Her family wasn't rich. Her mother sold vegetables at the market and her father worked as a carpenter. They barely had enough for fees, so luxuries like expensive clothes were out of the question. Mina, however, didn't complain. She had decided early that education was her only weapon to escape poverty. Mira, on the other hand, was a different story entirely. She was a kind of girl people noticed the moment she walked into a room. Her uniform was always stylishly adjusted, her socks pulled to the right height, her hair always in the neatest waving. She had confidence dripping from her like perfume. She wasn't from a rich home either, but Mira knew how to package herself. She knew how to use people, borrow things, or even manipulate boys to buy her snacks after school. From the first day she noticed Mina, Mira felt irritated. Here was a girl who wasn't even trying, yet teachers loved her. Whenever exam results came out, Mina's name was always at the top, and worst of all, other students secretly admired Mina's discipline, even though they didn't openly say it. Mira couldn't stand that kind of quiet power. So she decided to do what she always did when she wanted to control someone, get close to them. It started on a Tuesday morning. The bell for break time had just gone off, and the class scattered as usual. Some ran to the canteen for puff puff and buns. Some gathered around to gist about the latest Nollywood film, while others stayed back to copy notes. Mina, as always, stayed at her desk. She brought out her bread and granules wrapped in newspapers, eating quietly. That was when Mira strolled over with her usual confident walk. Everyone in the class noticed. It was unusual. Mira hardly ever spoke to Mina. In fact, her squad often joked about how Mina was too dry for their liking. Hi, Mina, Mira said sweetly, dropping her hand on Mina's desk. Mina looked up, surprised. Good afternoon. Why you dey always sit alone? Mira asked, tilting her head like she cared. You know they like friends? Mina hesitated. Nobody had ever asked that before. I am fine like this, she replied shyly. Mira smiled, sitting down beside her. No na, person no fit dey this life alone. Even Bible talk am. Two are better than one. You need friends wey go stand for you. Mina just nodded, not sure what else to say. For the next few minutes, Mira stayed there talking. She asked Mina about her family, her favorite subjects, even her dreams for the future. Mina, though cautious at first, began to open up a little. It felt strange having someone pay attention so much. By the end of the break time, Mira stood up and announced loud enough for others to hear. From today, Mina na my paddy. Anybody wey touch her, dey touch me. The class went silent for a moment. Whispers started. The queen of the mean girl squad had just chosen the quiet bookworm as her new friend. People couldn't believe their eyes. Mina herself was confused. She hadn't asked for this, but a tiny part of her felt happy. Maybe, just maybe, she had finally found someone who liked her. What Mina didn't know was that Mira had already started her game. By the next week, everyone in the school already knew Mina and Mira were now friends. Some people laughed, thinking it was a joke. Others felt it was only a matter of time before Mira used Mina and dumped her, like she had done with other girls before. But Mina didn't know that. To her, this was the first time she felt noticed. Mira wasted no time. She began walking with Mina to class, sitting beside her during break, even lending her snacks sometimes. Of course, Mira didn't do it out of kindness. She was simply building the stage for her plan. One afternoon, during literature class, the teacher asked a tough question about things fall apart. Most students kept quiet. Mina raised her hand slowly and gave the perfect answer. The teacher smiled, nodding. Excellent, Mina, always sharp. Normally, that kind of praise would pass quietly, but Mira clapped dramatically. From the back, "Na my friend be that too," she shouted. The whole class laughed. From then on, anytime Mina spoke up in class, Mira would exaggerate her reactions. If Mina answered well, Mira would claim, "I teach am dat thing yesterday." If Mina kept quiet, Mira would say, "She no wan talk too much but she sabi." Gradually, people started attaching Mina's brilliance to Mira, as if Mira was the reason Mina was smart. At first, Mina didn't notice. She thought Mira was just proud of her, but some classmates began to see it differently. Mina no get mind of her own. She would whisper, "Na Mira dey push her." Others simply began to roll their eyes. Whenever Mina excelled, thinking it was part of Mira's bragging, slowly the admiration Mina once had in secret was turned into resentment, and Mira was behind it, controlling the narrative. But Mira wasn't done. One day after school, she pulled Mina aside. "See, you dey too humble. Dat one no go help you. If you wan make person respect you, you gats show dem say you strong. You no fit dey quiet like rat all the time." Mina frowned. "But I don't like trouble." Mira chuckled. "Who say you go find trouble? Just small small things. No allow people ride you anyhow. If you wan follow me, you go learn." And just like that, Mina found herself following Mira into situations she normally would have avoided. The main girl squad was famous for their sharp mouths. They didn't beat anybody physically, but the way they could disgrace you with gossip or laughter in front of the whole school was worse than any slap. Teachers tried to warn them, but because they were clever about it, the squad always escaped punishment. At first, Mina thought being around them was fun. For the first time, people weren't ignoring her. She was sitting with the big girls. They cracked jokes, laughed loudly, and people stared at them. It was a new kind of attention, but she also felt uncomfortable. The squad thrived on mocking others, someone's broken sandal, someone's English, even someone's food. Mina didn't like it. One afternoon during break, Mira tested her loyalty. They was sitting outside near the mango tree when a junior student walked past with a torn uniform. Mira whispered something to her squad and they all burst into laughter. "See as him uniform be like rab wey goat through," Mira said, loud enough for the boy to hear. The boy's face fell. He walked faster, trying to escape their laughter. Then Mira turned to Mina. "Abeg, finish am, talk something." Mina froze. She shook her head. "I don't want to." Mira's smile disappeared for a split second, but she quickly forced it back. "No worry, you go learn." That evening, Mira spoke to Mina alone. "You wan make person respect you? You dey too soft. Look at me. Nobody dey mess with me. You think say na book alone dey give person respect? No na attitude." Mina hesitated, but Mira's words were sinking. For years she has been invisible. Now, for once, people were noticing her, even if it was because of Mira. The next day, the squad spotted a girl with her socks mismatched. Mira nudged Mina. "Oya, talk something, show yourself." Mira Mina swallowed hard. Then, in a low voice, she muttered, "Her socks looks like suya paper." The squad exploded with laughter. Even Mira clapped, grinning. "Eh, see as my girl dey deliver. I talk am say you get talent." The victim of their mockery hurried away, ashamed. Mina felt a sting of guilt in her chest, but at the same time, the squad cheers gave her a strange chill. For the first time, she wasn't just the shy bookworm, she was part of the group everyone feared. And just like that, Mira had succeeded in dragging her into the game. What Mina didn't know was that this was only the beginning of her downfall. It didn't take long before people in school started to notice changes in Mina. The once quiet, harmless girl who minded her business was now sitting with Mira and her squad, sometimes even laughing at other students. To some, it looked like she had finally come out of her shell. To others, it looked like she was becoming proud. Mira knew exactly what she was doing. She was feeding Mina little drops of poison, and the more Mina followed her lead, the more people shifted their perception of her. The first real damage happened during Matthis class. Mr. Okeke, the strictest teacher in the school, had asked everyone to submit their homework. A boy named Chidi forgot his, and Mr. Okeke was already phone. "How many times will I warn you people?" The class went silent. Mira leaned toward Mina and whispered, "Talk now, make everybody laugh. Say something about his head." Mina shook her head quickly. "No, I can't." But Mr. Okeke suddenly barked, "Mina, do you have something to say?" The whole class turned. Mira smirked and whispered again, "Say it," panicking. Mina blurted out, "Sir, maybe he forgot it because his head is too empty." The class roared with laughter. Even some teachers passing by peeped into to see what was happening. Chidi's face burned red with shame. Mr. Okeke's eyes widened, and he glared at Mina. "So you have joined the comedian?" It was too late. Mr. Okeke punished her on the spot, making her kneel in front of the class for the entire period. For the first time in her life, Mina wasn't the teacher's pet. She was the example of indiscipline. After class, Mira patted her on the back. "Don't worry, na small sacrifice. People dey respect you now. Dem no go forget dat joke." But the respect Mina was talking about wasn't real. Already whispers had begun. Mina wey dey act innocent, so na she was pass. Others started avoiding her. Teachers began to look at her differently, and Mira, she just smiled to herself. Her plan was working. Bit by bit, she was destroying Mina's good reputation while still pretending to be her closest friend. Thanks for watching part 1 of this story. I hope you liked it. If you like it, please share your opinion in the comment about what you think. And I hope you stay tuned for part 2. Thank you and bye. Have a great day. Mina's punishment in Mr. Okeke's class was just the beginning. From that day on, it was as if something shifted in the school. Before, teachers would point to her as the example of discipline. Now they looked at her with suspicion. Students who once admired her in silence now whispered behind her back. And at the center of it all was Mira, smiling, pretending to be her best friend while quietly pushing her father into trouble. It began small. Mira started borrowing things from Mina. "Abeg, you get biro? Mine don finish." Mina, ever kind, would hand it over. The next day, the biro never came back. Then it was exercise books, then textbooks. Mira would carry them, promising to return, but somehow she never did. Mina's mom began to complain when she had to keep buying replacements, but Mina never told her the truth. "I lost it," she would say. One afternoon, Mira came rushing to Mina during break. "Babe, abeg help me. I no do my assignment. Give me your own make I copy." Mina hesitated. She had always hated malpractice, but Mira's eyes were desperate. Abeg na, if I fail na wahala. You no wan make your friends suffer. Against her better judgment, Mina handed over her book. That day, Mira copied word for word. During class, when the teacher checked Mira's script was on the top of the pile, he praised her loudly. Ah, very good, Mira. You really tried this time. Mina sat there silent. Nobody knew the work was hers. The more Mina gave, the more Mira took. She began to asking Mina to cover for her lies. If Mira skipped classes, she would tell Mina to say she was sick. If Mira forgot to do her duty as class prefect, she would tell Mina to handle it. And Mina, not wanting to lose the only friend she thought she had, kept agreeing. But Mira wasn't satisfied with just using her. She wanted to bring Mina down completely. The chance came during preparations for the school's annual inter-house sports. Mina had been chosen to lead the march past for her house because of her discipline and posture. It was a big honor. Mira, who wasn't chosen for anything, grew jealous. A week before the event, Mira pulled Mina aside. See, if you go lead march pass, people go just dey see you like angel. You need some ginger. You know wetin go make everybody hail you. If you fit sneak in small dance steps for the march past, no be only left, right, left, art style, dem go love you. Mina frowned, but the teacher said we must march strictly. Mira waved her hand. Forget teachers. Na the crowd matter. If you fit entertain them, you go be star. Mina was torn. She wanted to obey the rules but also wanted people to finally notice her for something other than books. Mira's words sank in. Against her instincts, she decided to try it. The day of the event came. Parents, villagers, and even local leaders filled the school field. Each house marched in turn. When Mina's house came out, everybody admired their neatness. Then, halfway through, Mina suddenly broke the line and added a dance step, just as Mira had suggested. The crowd gasped. Some students cheered, but the teachers were not amused. Mr. Okeke shouted from the judges' table, "What nonsense is this? Who told her to do that?" The march past ended in disgrace. Mina's house was disqualified and everyone turned on her. Her house members hissed and muttered, "See as she don spoil everything for us. Who send her? She too dey form." Later that day, Mira spread the story everywhere. "I talk am oo, I tell Mina not to do it, but she no hear. She say she wan show herself." She acted innocent as if she had tried to stop Mina. By the next morning, Mina was the most hated person in the school. Students avoided her, whispering whenever she passed. Even teachers shook their head at her. Her once bright image was in ruins, and all the while, Mira stayed close, pretending to comfort her. Stay tuned for the next part of this story.